Maggie. Today, I thank you so much for coming in today for us to discuss the support you are getting from the Sydney Old Girls to be at NEGS. Hello.
Hello. I'd just like to start by thanking you for interviewing me and thanking the Old Girls for providing me this opportunity. I love NEGS so much, and I'm so glad to be able to have this spot at this school.
Oh, that's great. So just to start us off, how would you say you've been this year? Let's start with sports.
So actually recently I competed in the under 18 state championships for hockey. So I went in a team with the New England, which is girls from around Armidale, and we went, I think it was last week from today, yeah, it was last week. We travelled down on the Thursday with 7 girls from NEGS, and we had 2 games on the Friday, 2 games on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday was the finals. So with the results, we competed, we won our first 3 games, and unfortunately we lost our 4th. It was 2-1. And then, so that automatically gained us a spot in the semi-finals, which we unfortunately lost. I mean, we played really well, and I loved it, but yeah, we just lost that day, it's okay.
Oh no, that's awesome. So was there any, with the recent competition that you were at, what would you say was like one of your biggest learning points or challenges?
So usually in hockey I play a defender, which is obviously defence. I tackle a lot, and I do a lot of running, but not as much as I would say for this competition. I played an attacking midfield, which you might not play hockey, I'm not sure. Do you play? So there's strikers and then there's an AM line. Mm-hmm. So you play both attacking and defence, so you have to run a lot, and you have to use your team, and it's a lot of skill that's involved with it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you mentioned that you're going to IGSA around July.
Yeah.
What would you say your goal to improve by then would be?
As I said in my letter, definitely fitness. The tournament last week was very trying for me because I didn't train over the holidays, so it was I need to get a lot fitter for this IGSA thing, which is helpful because on the Wednesday morning every week we're waking up at 5:30 and we're doing a fitness session with a coach, a conditioning coach.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work, and then I also have multiple games a week, so I'm just trying to sort of extend my fitness and get more skill, which is what I need for this new position.
Oh, that's great. So on a different topic,
yeah.
You obviously have to balance sports with academics. How would you say you've been going with academics this year?
Actually, very positively. I'm really happy with my academics this year, and especially last year too. So I came away with quite a few firsts in my favourite subjects, which I'm really happy with because I really love them. And that included, maths and science I really love, and they're what I really tried for. So I got the subject, the position that I wanted. And then there was also iSTEM, which I also love, and that includes coding and robotics, which was trying, but we did well in it. And then history and geography, which I'm not so keen on, so I don't like them as much, but I tried harder for them because I didn't like them. So I had to push myself to study for them, actually, totally. As well as PHP.
Oh, that's awesome. So with that, what electives would you say you have committed to this year?
So I have Scholars, which is a extension class, so I have to pick a research task and I have to extend myself on that, so it's my own choice for that one. And then there's also PASS, which is physical activity. It's just an extension of PDHBE, but with a little bit more depth. And then I also have iSTEM again, which is coding.
Oh, that's awesome. So year 10, so far in year 10, what would you say the challenges you've had to face would be?
Yeah, challenges, so boarding. It's not really a challenge, but I sort of have to, it's a different circumstance for me, so it's a different situation. There's no longer any travelling, so I have to sort of organise myself around that. And then prep, I have to know what I'm doing in that specific 2 hours, and I have to get it done instead of having, when I was at home, I could just do work all night, which I often didn't do, but yeah, I had the time. And then also I have to work myself around hockey, So that's sort of hockey, study, prep, boarding. It's all a bit of a struggle, but I work through it.
No, that's cool. That's really cool. Going back to your work with iSTEM.
Yeah.
What has that been like for you this year?
So I have iSTEM, which is currently doing aerodynamics, and I'm learning about sort of obviously planes, and we have to build. One of our assignments for this year is we're going to have to build a plane, like from scratch, which is really cool, and we have to fly them and then have challenges and stuff. But moving on from iSTEM, there's also coding club, which is compulsory if you do iSTEM, even though I picked it anyway. So in coding club, last year we did Python, which is a language for software program. So it's building that from scratch. But this year what we're doing, and I'm also doing it through Scholars, so I have to do more work than the other girls. It's called HTML, which is website design. And so we're doing HTML, and then with that we're also doing CSS, which is sort of the layout, like what it looks like. So HTML is what it is, like the content, and CSS is design. So what we're doing is we had this, it was last term, and I'm doing another one this term, but it was called Grok, and so it was a 5-week challenge, and we had to learn the introduction, and then we had to keep extending ourselves and getting more complex. And then at the end of the 5 weeks, when we got all the content, we had to have a week where we designed HTML. So what they did was they gave us just basically a blank piece of paper with words on it, and you had to design that page and make it a website with CSS. So we added colour, and we made the theme, put everything where it goes, and it was actually a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Do you think you've achieved anything in that
course?
Yeah.
Actually I got a perfect score, which is I think it was 100 out of 130. Is what you get points every week, and it's not rare to get a perfect score, but I was really happy with it.
Oh, that's so cool.
I tried hard. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's awesome. What would you say NEGS has offered you that you want to take from school when you finish at NEGS?
Sort of broadly, definitely studying skills. So, and careers actually. So recently we've been doing a career thing with Mrs. Helen Doyle, who's a teacher here at NEGS, and we've been learning about, so we had to do a quiz, and then they gave us suggested occupations, so jobs, of what we would be more suited to. We didn't have to choose them, of course, but it was sort of a helpful hint.
Yeah.
And for me, it was actually really helpful because I really want to do medicine and also research into medicine, so not always the prac stuff. I like the theory.
Yeah.
And what I want to do, so the plan, it's just a small little hint, is I want to be a medical officer in the army.
Oh, wow.
So basically, with doing it through the Defence Force, they pay for your tuition and you get a salary as you learn. So I have to do 5 years service, and I've just been looking into it.
No, that'd be awesome, so overall, what is your opinion or feeling toward NEGS?
I love it. Look, I just, I think the main thing would be the staff and the girls, and how it's a small school, granted, and so everyone knows each other, and like it's not just a face that you know, like you know their name, you know, especially in different years as well. And I love my year group because we're all just so close, and you can go sit with anyone, you can go talk to anyone, it doesn't really matter, like you don't have one specific friend like you would say in a massive school in Sydney.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Oh, that's really great. Well, thank you for joining us here today, Maggie. We really appreciated hearing how amazing, how committed you are to our school. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I just once again like to thank the NEGS Old Girls the Sydney Old Girls for letting me have this opportunity.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah.